So I've come up with a new CT hold on Mirage. This is something where, or type of hold where you want to do it once every half on CT Mirage. It's not a hold that you permanently do all the time, but it's just something to throw into the mix that can confuse tees, and it's especially good at countering teams that have very good mid control and thrive off having a good mid control to execute onto sites, using the mid presence to go up short or to go up connector, boost someone into window, go in ladder room, and just have strong positions. So the idea behind it is through completely denying the T's mid control at all. That involves smoking top mid here. This is the area that will get smoked off 3 times by the CTs, pretty much completely denying mid control. And I'll go through how it works. So the setup is it's going to be 1 player on A, 3 working towards mid, and 1 on B, and 1 player in mid will be able to rotate through short to B very quickly if there's a B execute, like wall of smokes type thing. But same with A as well. If there's some sort of wall of smokes execute, the person who's playing connector area of mid can rotate in. So to start off with, the solo A player, he won't actually smoke A ramp himself. It'll be one of the people playing mid. So the first player, the A player, the solo A player will come to this corner and he'll throw the first mid smoke. So to line this one up, you just look at this wall here. There's a big white blob here in the wall, and to the right of it there's a brick there that you can see. This brick here. And you aim in the middle of that, in this corner here where it says A, in the doorway. So aim in the middle of that and you bring it up until you reach this line here, the bottom of this line. You go there, bring it up, and then you do a normal jump throw. The normal jump throw bind, not the running one. So that'll go here, and it will land there. So that initiates the whole cutting off the T's from mid. So once he's done that, he'll play A, he'll do his thing at A. So he can either be a rifler who can play, say, under dark or something, listen out for footsteps, try and get an early tell if an execute's occurring, or he can play with an AWP back at ticket booth from here, and can just spot here. Just try and pick up a few players. So the next player is the connector person. He's gonna come up A ramp and he's gonna instantly smoke off ramp, and then as he smokes off ramp, as he's coming along, he's going to throw the second flash over connector towards top mid, like so, and he'll come up and he'll throw this molly here to prevent any T's from rushing out through the smoke. So then his next job after he's done that is to play the connector position. So he can, from this position, he can watch both top mid from here. If the top mid guy is calling that there's players nearby and needs assistance, he can watch this, or he can watch from here underground if the player who's watching underground is calling that there's lots to do. They're watching from short, or sorry, the short player is looking underground and can hear lots of people, then the connector guy can look over as well. And he can instantly rotate over to A if there's an A execute called by the A player. So the next player is the top mid person. He's going to throw the first flash over connector to stop players from pushing up top mid on the T side. So he's going to throw it over like that. So this flash lands here, by the way, in case you didn't realise. So it lands here and flashes people running up this ramp towards top mid. So yeah, he comes over here, throws that flash, and his job is just to push up top mid as soon as he can, just get up there as fast as possible to prevent T's from pushing out themselves, get in the face of the T's if they try and push through the smokes. So yeah, the smoke will land, and the smoke will land here, and he'll be here ready to fight any T's that are pushed through it. And once this smoke is up, he can move into this position here behind the boxes, which is really strong. And this could work with a shotgun as well. If he wants to use a shotgun, he can do that as well. So he's trying to get here as soon as possible. So he's watching. He can watch underpass as well if the short guy dies or something like that, he can watch out the pass, but he's just mainly the bait player. He's just hiding here he's just waiting here to see if any T's push up top mid, and he can swing out if once the connector guy swings as well. Connector swings, starts shooting, top mid swings as well, shoots him in the side of the head. So as the top mid guy, you can also smoke off the top mid position here as well. You can re-smoke it. So you need to get into this position here, aiming your crosshair like so at the floor. You should probably do this before the smoke fades. As the smoke's up, you should get into this position ready to re-smoke it, just aiming at a corner, ready and just listening. So the way you do it is you aim at this corner here of this beam, and you do the running jump throw. It'll land like that. So the next player is the short player. He needs to run really quickly through B, run down short, and just get to this position ASAP, basically ready to support in case the T's are really pushing that top mid heavy with smokes and flashes of their own, ready to fight any players. So once we have a player top mid and a player connector and we've got control of top mid, his job is then to watch underground. So he's got lots of angles to work with. You can hold from here, you can jump up here and hold here, you can hold this one, which is nice as well. So he's got a lot of room to move around and play the awkward angles that the T's can't really face very easily. You know, all this space here is really in his advantage, the peaks. And he can also smoke top mid as well, so he needs to come into this corner here. Again, you need to do this quickly, you don't want to be exposed too long. You can throw that smoke here, so it's a quite quick easy one, no jump by, no nothing, just quickly jump into the corner, aim this position here and throw. And then that'll smoke top mid as well. This one leaves a bit more of a gap, so you shouldn't, as a top mid player, shouldn't be facing this. This is much more favoured angle for the T's since they can look under it so much easier, much clearer. So this is just another re-smoke for top mid. So the last player is the solo B player. He's just going to be playing from the jump positions, jump spotting just to see if he can see anyone, with a Molotov in his hand ready to Molotov any players. Molotov if he sees any players, so he's jumping as he reaches like in line with the pole type thing, so he doesn't get his head knocked off. That's the best place to jump from. Just keep doing this. You can also jump this way, but you have to time it right because you don't want to be jumping across and be visible for the whole time, so you've got to leave it late like so, like that. So you jump across, spot, jump like that, just keep jump spotting. As soon as you see someone, chuck the Molotov down, preferably further than that, a bit like there, yeah, like that. And then you call to your short player to come rotate over, and he can instantly just come over and watch if they really are pushing out, and if there's no reaction then he can come back and watch top mid or underground like he used to be doing. If they've shown that they're B and the guy jump spotting has seen it, it would probably be better that this guy holds this angle here watching top mid rather than coming back here, because he'll have to run watching underground, because he'll have to run much further. You could hold here, that could be a good spot to hold maybe, because then you can instantly just jump down and get over again if they then recommit after the molly that you've thrown out from the B player. After that, if they decide they're still going to execute, then you can instantly rotate over. So this whole strat is, the main aim is to deny mid control from the T's so that they can't split onto sites. They can't split short, or they can't split connector, or sneak through window into CT, or do anything crazy like that. Whole point is completely deny mid control, at least for the start of the round. So you can throw those 3 smokes, and as that third one blooms, you can slowly walk off and then set up into a more default position if you want. If you don't feel comfortable holding it like that without the smokes, you can just fade back and then go play from normal positions, 2A, 1 mid, 1 B type thing. So one weakness of the strat is that the A site is less fortified than it is on a normal 2-1-2. That's why it's not best to play it every single round, because if they catch on to it, then they'll realise, oh wait, A's only got 1 player near it, and it's pretty easy to execute onto if there's only 1 player there, so they'll probably just end up doing that with the whole smoking off here, smoking off jungle type thing, and smoking off CT spawn, that sort of execute. But the thing is that this execute is actually really weak to a retake if you have the right utility. So even if they get the bomb down, that's like the whole point. Even if they get the bomb down A, you still have a good chance to win the round, because the whole A execute with the wall of smokes and then fading back into ramp and palace is actually really weak sort of execute, and it's been overused a lot in the pro scene, and teams tend to not really use it anymore. It's sort of like a fallback sort of strat if nothing's really working. Since it's so easy to retake, molotoving off ninja, smoking up the stairs, you can throw smokes from here and a molotov onto what's it called, Tetris, really easily here. So you can just cover off all the positions that the T's would like to hide in, post plant, smoke off the bomb, and just retake very easily. Obviously this video isn't about retaking A, but sort of the general premise. Since it's very easy to retake A site. So that's the weakness of this, which to be honest isn't really much of a weakness. It's still pretty strong, being able to retake this site if you have the right utility. If you're going in dry with no smokes and no mollies, then it can be very difficult. That's why it's good to have the B player have his Molotov out, so if he doesn't see anyone B, then he can go help. So he has his Molotov out, but he may not have to use it if he doesn't see anyone B. So he has a smoke and a Molotov ready to use if they do execute A. So you can rotate in, throw the Molotov here, and there'll be other players should have smokes available if they execute early enough. So you may think that the B site is fairly weak as well, but actually the ability for someone to jump spot here is very useful to get the information, and then you can set up a crossfire with the short guy early. So this guy can fade back into here, hide in this corner here, and set up a crossfire with the short player as well. So if the B guy can tell that it's 100% a B execute, this player can get in quickly here, set up a crossfire here, get in here, set up a crossfire, these types of positions. So you can really easily set up crossfires on B to prevent them to actually getting out towards onto the site. And also he's able to delay with the Molotov, just see someone Molotov, fall back, hold from here, and just wait it out. If he feels confident enough, he can come back and jump spot again, just do a quick jump to see if anyone's there. And if he sees lots of players, then he's got to fall back and call for rotates. If they're still hanging around after that Molotov, you can almost be sure that they're executing, especially if they're up close. And that's when the short player needs to rotate really fast over and be ready to watch the crossfires. So you can set up crossfires here, with here, set up crossfires along here and here, and so on. Even if he does see people, he can just completely fade back and just play very defensively, just pick off any, so you can come back to this position here, just play really defensively and just try and delay for as long as possible for rotates to come over. So with the strat, the preferred sort of positions for the AWP would be, if you want to play really defensive on A and just completely give it up if they come over and execute onto it, is you can play a AWPer from ticket booth here, or play on top of the ticket booth as well. So the AWPer can play here. Another good spot is you can play the connector position, which I think is the best spot to play with the AWP for this strat. So you can watch both here. This is a good angle for an AWP. This is another strong angle for an AWP here, and also this angle here is very strong for an AWP. And then you can also come through to help if there is a wall of smokes execute on A. You can instantly just come through, as many pros do, behind the smoke and just peek through it like so, get a kill, fade back, and make it a 4v5 for their team. So I just want to reiterate that again, this is a strat that you're not going to be playing all 15 rounds on CT half. This is a strat that you play once maybe. This is a curveball that you use if you're not able to counter the mid aggression with your default. If they're too easily getting out mid, doing the smokes, smoking off short or smoking off connector and getting onto A or B and just splitting your site players, and you can't seem to have an answer for it, then this is something that could work. It shouldn't be used all half. It should be used no more than a quarter of the rounds on the CT half. If you're doing that, you're probably pushing your luck too much. By that time, they'll be able to figure out what's going on. They'll work out what sort of positions that you're playing at, so the Molotov off this spot, they'll force you out of it, and they'll pre-fire these angles when you come out. They'll push, split together. They know that someone's watching this area here, and they know someone's watching underground as well. So you'll push at the same time, so that you can't set up crossfires. So only one person's watching you. You come up, maybe one person get killed, but they get the trade. The same with underground. One person pushes up, they get the trade though, and then this connector guy doesn't really know what angle to watch because they're pushing from both sides. He's switching back and forth. He's watching this one, but then he's also getting a call from this side. He needs to watch this, so that's why you shouldn't really play it all the time. Only a few rounds, maybe 1 or 2 rounds. I would say even 2 is pushing it. You know, if you're losing so badly, say if you're 10-3 down or 10-2 down, and you decide to call the strat on the 13th round, then maybe you can play out for the rest of the half because you haven't really got much to lose. You really desperately need CT rounds, and if your default's not working, then why would you even go back to it? So maybe you could try it, but if everything's going alright and it's a decent scoreboard, maybe just throw it in there once. So as the connector player, you have the option of being able to search for information with the top mid players. So you can, with the help of the short player, you can peek underground. The short player can throw a pop flash and you can jump into the warp angle, like so. So he throws the flash, probably not double scope, that's too much. Jump into the angle, and then you're able to pick off anyone that's here who's flashed. Also, you can come up top mid and with the assist of the guys playing at boxes, you can peek into these angles, get a pick, or just looking for information, seeing what's going on. Are they trying to get mid control back, or do they seem to be executing onto the site? If the A player, for example, hears footsteps around palace and ramp, then you can try and get information. You can see no one's top mid, not trying to get mid control. Maybe that means they're trying to do an execute. If he hears so many steps towards A, maybe they're full on trying to execute. Then you can do so. So yeah, like the AWPer can, again with the pick, the AWPer can peek out, and as he's peeking out, the top mid player can peek as well with him and just get information. Not a wide peek obviously, but just peek out, just have a look, see if anything's going on, and if nothing's going on, you don't have to commit, you don't have to push forward. You just get that information and play off it. Play off what other information you have together and piece together as the in-game leader to work out what the strat is by the T's, what they're trying to do.